My name is Keith Wasserstrom, and I grew my law firm from $200,000 a year to over $5 million in revenue in just 5 years. And I'm going to share with you the 5 fundamental pillars that helped me do that while maintaining a work-life balance. It allows you to do the legal work that you love to do. It all starts with great lawyers and great people. There is an intersection of if you can imagine a Venn diagram. In one circle, you have great people, great, charismatic, great communicators, articulate, and just nice, fun people. And then you have the other circle where you have great lawyers, very intellectual, very decisive, great memory to know about case history and precedent and all that kind of stuff. And so where these two circles meet, there is a small amount of people that are both great people and great lawyers. And those are the people that you want to associate with. Those are the people you want to have as your partners. Those are the people you want to have as your mentors. And those are the people that you want to bring on as associates and even team members, paralegals and other staff. Because if people come to the office, you have to recognize that being a lawyer is challenging. We put in a lot of hours, we spend long days, and sometimes there's a lot of pressure, and sometimes there's deadlines. So all those things make it, less enjoyable for work. But if you go to work every day and you're meeting the people that you enjoy being with, you enjoy having conversations with, you're maybe even friends at the office, that makes your day so much better. And you look forward to it in the morning. You're not dreading going to work, you're actually looking forward to going to work. And if there's a great culture, it's going to be a lot easier to attract and retain employees and even clients. So creating a great culture does a lot of things really, and it affects your bottom line. If you have to replace a lawyer or a paralegal or a secretary, if there's some downtime, you have to train that associate, train the partners, or train the secretary. And that time is valuable. That's time that you're not billing and they're not billing. So if you could hire people and they stay a lot longer, it really does impact your bottom line. And again, the fact that people aren't leaving is a great way when you're interviewing a new associate or new partner, and tell them that my lawyers here have been here 8 years, 10 years. That is an amazing thing for a prospect to hear. Grow the business is with bringing in new clients. And then the best way to do that is networking, getting out there, letting people know who you are. And there's a couple ways to do that. One is going to networking events. So one of my suggestions going to these networking events is you don't want to be walking around alone necessarily. My best success at networking events was always when I had what I call a wingman. And I would come with either another colleague who might be in a different department. I was a corporate securities lawyer, so the other guy might be a litigator or a real estate lawyer or something like that. Or I actually sometimes come with clients, because clients also, they're looking to grow their business. So if we go to an event, let's say it's an event for technology companies. So I could be there with my client who's trying to meet other technology companies because he's looking for partners to do business with him. But I'm also looking for clients. I'm always looking for clients. So my client, the technology company, would be able to tell these, prospects that I'm, introducing or we're meeting for the first time, what a great lawyer I was, how I helped them in this situation or that situation. So it's not me, boasting about what a great lawyer I am, how smart I am, all that kind of stuff. It's someone else sort of boasting for me. And I think that carries a lot of weight, because first of all, you don't look like you're, arrogant or conceited or narcissistic, always talking about me. You have somebody else telling this client who's sitting in the same position, this prospective client, sitting in the same position that my client is, and he knows, he's hearing it from a client's experience, not just the lawyer. It also allows you to remain humble and professional, because, nobody likes a needy person. So when you're asking people, oh, I really need clients, you look needy. So why are you needy? If you're really, really good, you're going to be successful. So you, at least at a minimum, you want to give off that impression that you are a great lawyer and you are successful. The other way to get clients is to be on boards. There's a lot of charities and philanthropic organizations have board of directors. Sometimes there's also advisory boards. So being on these boards allows you to meet lots of different people. My suggestion is to be on boards around things that you like. If you love dogs, then you could be on the ASPCA, the local dog shelter, and be on their board. Then you're with like-minded people. And the most important thing to recognize is you will like people who have similar likes as you. If you talk about, maybe you're a James Bond fan, so you talk about a James Bond movie and with someone else who also likes James Bond, there's also a connection right there. And you'll see people smiling and everything else. If you're a local sports fan, I'm here in Miami, so if I'm a Dolphins fan and we talk to someone else who's a Dolphins fan, even if the team had a bad day, we could talk about that. But if we had a great victory, we're both excited. And honestly, it gets your adrenaline going, and there's definitely a connection that you have just because of that shared experience. And by the way, it could be as little things as like, I'm from Philadelphia. So you might find another person who's from Philadelphia. So whatever there is that it's a connection, you make that connection and use that to your advantage. And that will, you have that one sort of level closer than you're a complete stranger. You're from Philly, I'm from Philly. You like the Phillies, I like the Phillies. So those kind of things really do help you. But my point on being on a board, if you're on a board and you're just going to meetings, or if you're on a board just to have your name on the board and you don't show up, people recognize that as well. They might say, wow, this guy must be really busy because he never comes. But if you're coming to the meetings and you're participating and you're active and you give great suggestions and great advice, people will look at you and say, wow, this guy's a smart guy. When I was on boards, I never sold my services as an attorney. People knew, because, sort of the first time you meet them, I'm at this law firm or whatever it is. So they know you're a lawyer. And when they see that you're smart and you're nice, you're kind, you're helpful, you're volunteering for whatever times they need something like some committee work, or they need somebody to do X, Y, and Z, and you step up to do it, they appreciate that. So they're going to be very sort of supportive of somebody that really takes an interest in their charitable interests as well. And don't be so salesy. Again, you don't want to be needy. You just want to sort of demonstrate through those meetings that you're competent, you're smart, you have connections, whatever things that are effective to make you a great lawyer, people will recognize. And when when time comes up that they actually need a lawyer, or they know somebody that needs a lawyer, they're going to say, I got this guy in my board who's really, really good. Maybe I should give him a call. And again, in other charitable or any kind of charitable endeavor or other kind of social thing that you're involved with. You could, if you're involved in your church or your synagogue, those places are also opportunities because you're going to be meeting people. And again, if you do what you do best, you're impressive, you're smart, you're articulate. People recognize that, and then somebody might ask you, "What do you do?" Whatever else, and then people will know that you're a lawyer. Other people will know that you're a lawyer, and then when there's a situation that comes, whether it's your specialty or not, people. You'll recognize, and you might know this already, but people they think that lawyers do everything. You hang up a shingle and whatever walks in the door, right? But if you specialize at one of the big firms, you only do corporate securities, they might not recognize that. They think that lawyers, I got a car accident, how do I get a lawyer? I got a speeding ticket, I need a lawyer. I slip and fell, I need a lawyer. So even though you might not do that specialty, it's great for you to be their first call. Because now someone else at your firm might handle that topic, or it gives you an opportunity to refer that piece of work to another lawyer that is not at your firm because your firm maybe does not specialize in that. Somebody might need a real estate closing, right? They're buying or selling a house. So that your firm might not do that, and that's fine. But you refer that to, and my suggestion when you're referring business out, whether it's to another lawyer, whether it's to an accountant or a financial advisor, my suggestion is always to give them 3 choices. And there's a really good, strong reason for that. One is you don't want to make the decision for your client or your friend. You want them to make the decision. So you introduce them to 3 prospects. And you let those prospects, by the way, know that you have given their name with others, and you should be getting a call from so-and-so. whether it's your client or just a person that needs a referral. This way, those three people, let's say it's three accountants, those three accountants, they're first of all thrilled to get an opportunity to try to get a new client. So let those three accountants have that opportunity. Now, all three of those accountants sort of owe you a favor. So when one of their clients or somebody they know needs a lawyer, hopefully they'll return the favor and give you an opportunity to meet a new client and convince that client that you're the best lawyer for that job. So that's why, and by the way, when I was doing this, as a lawyer, I kept track. I had a Excel spreadsheet, and I would list all the people, again, different areas, all these accountants and all these other lawyers, all these other, financial advisors, and I would keep track of how many times I sent them clients. And I would even keep, obviously, the name of the client that I referred to them. And this way, obviously, if I see them in the future, I can always say, so how did it go with so-and-so? And they can say, oh, they retained me, or they, very, very nice person. It didn't work out, or we had a conflict, wherever the issue is. But you're keeping that relationship with your referral source, which is very important, because you might just be reminding them, by the way, that you did send them a client a couple times. So now they're going to say, well, you know what? I really should. He's a good guy. I should be sending him some business as well. So those kind of conversations are very helpful. And it's okay, by the way, if you've sent somebody 3 prospects, and you haven't gotten anything in return, it's perfectly okay to pick up the phone and say, listen, I sent you, 3 potential clients over the last couple of months, and I didn't get anything in return. I really do think you're good, and I really do want to continue referring, but it has to be a two-way street. And if I'm not the guy that you're referring, legal clients to, then it makes more sense for me to refer my clients that need accountants to other accountants that are going to be sending me clients back. A little nudge like that is as nice a way as possible will probably open up that faucet. And again, some people don't think about it, but when you sort of explain it to them that this is a two-way street, and I'm going to send you clients, and I'm hoping you're going to also send me clients, that's necessary. The conversation has to be done, because not everyone has gone through this kind of conversation on how to grow their business. They want to grow their business just as much, and you could actually explain to them exactly what you do. Final piece of these pillars is really to have a presence, an online presence. Some people pay for advertising. You got to decide whether that makes sense for you. But just being involved on LinkedIn or on Facebook or other kind of social media, that would help you get your name out there. And if you're saying, again, something interesting, something smart that people will actually listen to a 30-second video, or they'll read your meme and they smile. If you make somebody smile because it's cute or it's funny or it's just different, people recognizing the name, it obviously helps you bring in clients. So that's very important. So again, if you want to grow your law firm while enjoying being a lawyer and running the practice, you can book a call with me directly through the first link in the description above. Thank you very much.